we need to frame a definition for 1 coulomb. Now, how will you define 1 coulomb based on Coulomb's law? Here in this expression, just substitute Q1 equal to 1 coulomb, Q2 equal to 1 coulomb, and R is equal to 1 meter. So this term becomes 1. 1 into 1 by 1 square, that is 1 itself. So what will be the electrostatic force? Electrostatic force in such case will be equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. So what is 1 coulomb? When the charge is equal to 1 coulomb and when the distance is equal to 1 meter, the force exerted between two charges is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. So how will you define 1 coulomb? 1 coulomb is the charge which when placed at a distance of 1 meter from another charge of same magnitude means what? 1 coulomb itself, in vacuum experiences an electrical force of repulsion of magnitude 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. See, if we consider one charge here, point charge here, and if we consider another point charge here, so let this charge be Q1, let this charge be Q2, and Q1 is 1 coulomb, Q2 is also equal to 1 coulomb, and the distance between Q1 and Q2 is 1 meter. Okay, so what is 1 coulomb charge? 1 coulomb, suppose we are defining this 1 coulomb charge. So 1 coulomb is the charge which when placed at a distance of 1 meter from another charge, this is that another charge, from another charge of same magnitude. See, if this is 1 coulomb and this one is also 1 coulomb. So distance of 1 meter from another charge of same magnitude in vacuum experiences an electric force of repulsion. And what is the magnitude of that force? 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. So this is the definition for 1 coulomb. 1 coulomb is that charge which when placed at a distance of 1 meter from another charge of same magnitude in vacuum experiences an electrical force of repulsion of magnitude 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. So this is the definition for 1 coulomb based on Coulomb's law. So Coulomb's law represents, or Coulomb's law quantifies the force acting between two point charges. Since force is a vector quantity, it's better to write Coulomb's law in the vector notation. So let's discuss how to express Coulomb's law in vector form. So before expressing Coulomb's law in vector form, we must know the direction of two vectors or the position vectors. Let the force exerted by Q2 on Q1, let it be denoted by F12. F12 represents the force exerted by Q2 on Q1. And what will be the direction of that force? Along this way, force exerted by Q2 on Q1. And similarly, Q1 will exert a force on Q2. So what will be the direction of that force? Along this direction. And let it be F21. So F21 means force acting on charge Q2 due to Q1. So how can you write F12? F12 can be written like this: 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 square into R12 unit vector. Now this force represents a vector form. This is the vector form of Coulomb's law, because F12 represents the force acting from charge Q1 to Q2. So here we are specifying the direction too, and which vector represents that direction? This unit vector R12. R12 is the vector pointing from R12 is the vector pointing from 2 to 1. That means along this way. This is the direction of R12. pointing from 2 to 1. Since F12 is the force acting on charge Q1 due to Q2, we need a vector pointing from Q2 to Q1. So R12 is that unit vector pointing from Q2 to Q1. And here also we will write R12 square. Then how will you write F21? F21 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R21 square into R21 unit vector. So you know F21 is the force acting on charge Q2 due to Q1. So to express that force, we need a vector pointing from Q1 to Q2. And this R21 is the unit vector pointing from Q1 to Q2. So this will be the direction of R21. And this will be the direction of R12. Okay. Now just look at this point. First point, if Q1, Q2 are charges, look at this first point. If Q1, Q2 are like charges, F21 is along R21, which denotes repulsion. So you know if Q1 are like charges, suppose Q1 is positive, Q2 is also positive, then what will be the nature of force? It will be a repulsive force. So the force exerted by charge Q2 on Q1 will be acting along this way, and the force exerted by charge Q1 on Q2 will be acting along this way. Okay, in such cases, what will be the direction of F21? The direction of F21, so this is F21. The direction of F21 is along which vector? It will be along R21, which denotes repulsion, because the direction of R21 is along this way and the direction of F21 is also along the same way. So F21 will be acting along R21. Okay, suppose Q1 and Q2 are unlike charges. That means if Q1 is negative and Q2 is positive, what is the nature of force existing between these two charges? Yes, it will be an attractive force. So what is the direction of F12 and F21? The direction of F12 and F21 is shown in the figure. And what is the direction of F21? F21 acts along the direction of R12 when the charges were unlike. But when the charges were like charges, then F21 acts along the direction of R21. So that is the difference, and that is explained in the first point. This point. And what is the second point? F12 is equal to minus of F21. That is also very clear from this figure. The direction of F12 and direction of F21 is always opposite. It doesn't matter whether the charges are like charges or unlike charges. In both the cases, F12 is opposite to F21. So that's why F12 is equal to minus of F21. The negative sign indicates that both are acting in opposite directions. That means Coulomb's law agrees the Newton's third law. And you know, according to Newton's third law, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That means if an object A exerts a force on B, then B will exert a force on A, and both the forces will be opposite. Okay, so this is about Coulomb's law and its vector form.